Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and we're once again going to be taking a look at the map of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, which yes, this map has been updated by Dead & Dying Retail as of 4 hours ago, as of Friday, September 23rd, 2022. So with the closing announcement, so with the closure of the Sears and Roebuck department store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington, occurring on Sunday, November 20th, 2022, we are now down to 9 Kmart stores and 14 Sears and Roebuck stores. Combine both numbers together, and you get approximately 23, that's right guys, 23 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So let's go over the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. Actually, let's go over the list first. So 9 Kmart's, 14 Sears and Roebuck stores in total, a total of 23 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So Kmart Continental Mainland United States, we have the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. The Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey is required to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue laws that prevent this retailer from opening and operating on a Sunday. And finally, the other Kmart store in mainland United States, it's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. A quick little side note, unfortunately, the blue Kmart has since been removed from the front-facing facade of the building, and I don't know if they're going to be replacing it or not, but that's just a little PSA. If anyone is interested in knowing the status of that blue Kmart thing. There has been something going around that the sign has been removed, and there are pictures on multiple different groups across Facebook. And Kmart off mainland United States, we have the Kmart store in Tuamin, Guam, the Kmart store at Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in Hatorade, Puerto Rico, the Kmart store at the Sunshine Mall in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands, the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands, the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, and finally the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. And then we get to Sears, of course. So with that in mind, of that other Washington store, every single Sears store on this list is a single unit within the state, with the exception of both California on the West Coast and Florida on the East Coast. So for Sears, we have the Sears store. They're calling them Sears. They are Sears and Roebuck, but I am calling them Sears for simplification purposes. So we have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California, the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California, the Sears store at the Webster Town Mall in Stockton, California, and the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. Those are the 4 in California, and then we get to the 3 in Florida. The freestanding Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida, the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida, the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And those are the 3 Sears department stores within the state of Florida. And basically everything else beyond that is all singles. So anyways, let's get started with the location. So we have the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland, the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey, the Sears store at the Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, and because with the closure of the Valley Mall, Union Gap, Washington, the final Sears store on this list, it's the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tuckalawea, Washington State. And the other Sears off mainland continental United States, it's the Sears store at Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Liquidating store closing Sunday, October 16th, 2022. And yes, there will be a separate video following this video. Again, I have to wait for SB360 to update their website. And then there will be a separate video going over the liquidating store. But for the sake of this video, we are going to go over the liquidating stores. So the store that will be closing on Sunday, October 16th, 2022, it's the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York. The last Sears department store within the state of New York is now closing. And then about a month later, on Sunday, November 20th, 2022, the other Sears store that will be closing, it's the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington. So, now that we've gone over the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, let's take a look at each of the locations that I have on that list on the Google Docs in Google Maps. So this map was created by Dead and Dying Retail, and I appreciate them for updating the map. I did email them this morning for clarification, and they did update the map. So thank you again to the fine folks over at Dead and Dying Retail for updating this map of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So first we get out to the Northern Marine Islands in Guam. We have this Kmart store. It's in Tolman, Guam, just a few miles north of the Antonio B. Juan International Airport. This is one of only a handful of Kmarts to have a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store, and I don't think it has a pharmacy. I think it just has a Little Caesars Pizza inside this Kmart store, and it's the Kmart store in Tolman, Guam. Alrighty, and as we move on to our little map here, the next store that we're going to hit along the West Coast region of the United States, it is going to be the Sears store, and the last one now within the state of Washington. So given that the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington is no more, the only Sears store left within the state of Washington, it's the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington State. This is now the last Sears store within the state of Washington, and not to mention the last one in the Seattle-Tacoma metropolitan area, and the last Sears store at a Westfield property within the United States. Lots of lasts for that, so. And that's it. That's the only Sears store now left in the state of Washington. It just feels so weird not going down to Union Gap, but they're slowly falling like dominoes, guys, unfortunately. So we go down the West Coast and Pacific Coast region of the United States, and the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store in Concord, California, and this is at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California, in the Greater Bay Area of San Francisco, California, to that extent. Okay, and as we go a few miles east in the Greater Bay Area of San Francisco, Sacramento, and San Jose, the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. And again, this is the second to last. There's only two Sears stores left in the Greater Bay Area. Stockton and Concord are the last two soldiers standing in the Greater Bay Area of California. And again, it's the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. All right, and as we make our way down the coast, next we're going to hit Los Angeles, the only other really, well, if you count San Diego, but the next major city, Los Angeles, there are only two Sears department stores within the greater Los Angeles area. The first Sears store being at the Burbank town. This is the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. And it's the last one in the greater Los Angeles area to be connected to a shopping mall. And then obviously the last freestanding Sears store within the state of California that, yes, I believe at one point was originally connected to a shopping mall. It's the Sears store at the Westwood Town Center in Whittier, California. And there's not really much else to that other than that. So, all right, and as we start making our way down the South and Pacific Coast, we hit the Sunbelt region of the United States, and the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. This is the last Sears store within the state of Texas. And the reason for this Sears store staying in business in El Paso, Texas, Sears Mexico definitely has a significant impact on the reason of why this Sears store is still in business to this day. So again, it's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. All right, and as we make our way across the United States, we go down here, we're going to go up, we're going to go all the way down to the Virgin Islands of the United States and start off with St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands, and we have the first Kmart store here. This Kmart store, I believe, only has a Kmart pharmacy. This is at the Mall of St. Croix in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. This only has a Kmart pharmacy. The Little Caesars Pizza is no longer within this Kmart store. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. This is a Kmart store that has a Kmart pharmacy as well as a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store. All right, and as we go a few miles east on the St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands, the next Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. This does not have a Kmart pharmacy, but it does have a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store, pretty much like the other Kmart that we just looked at on the St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. Okay, and then the next store that we're going to hit the St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, and these are the two Kmart stores. So the first Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. This does not have a Kmart pharmacy. This is just a regular Kmart with no special extras. It's just a pretty basic Kmart, nothing extra. However, there is another Kmart store in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, and that's located at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. This is the big one because you do have all the things going on at this Kmart. You have a Kmart pharmacy as well as a Kmart Little Caesars pizza inside the Kmart discount department store. And again, it's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. Next, we go a few miles west and we hit Puerto Rico. And then we have the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then literally directly across the street, we have the Kmart store at the Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in Hato Puerto Rico. Literally a Sears and a Kmart across the street from each other. I believe the only Kmart and Sears across the street from each other in the year of 2022. And on top of that, this is the last multi-level Kmart in the entire Kmart fleet. So lots of significance there. All right, and as we move along on the map here, the next state that we're going to hit is Florida, the Sunshine State. We're going to hit the Kmart store, the last Kmart store within the state of Florida, and the last Kmart store in mainland continental United States that is not within the New York City metropolitan area. And of course, it's the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. They are apparently remodeling the store to get ready to subdivide it, but a closing could very well be coming soon. We just don't know when that announcement is going to come. But again, it's the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. All right, and as we go a few miles northeast, the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears freestanding department store, the only freestanding Sears store left within the state of Florida that is freestanding. It's in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. And again, it's the Sears store, just a freestanding Sears store. Nothing much more to say than just that. So anyways, we're going to keep moving along the east coast of Florida. And the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So pretty basic. Nothing else to say other than that. Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And finally, the last remaining Sears store within the state of Florida is in the central part, the entertainment district of Florida, which is Orange County, Florida, in Orlando, Florida, near Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, Universal Orlando, Islands of Adventure, and SeaWorld, and all those other entertainment options in Orlando. It's the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida, the last Sears store in the greater Orlando area. Sears will no longer have a presence in Orlando once their store does close at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Alrighty, so now that we have viewed that Sears store, the next store that we're going to hit is going to be in the Carolinas. In particular, North Carolina has the last full-line Sears store within their state, respectively, and that is the Sears store at the Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is the last Sears full-line department store within the state of North Carolina. So pretty significant there, as Triangle Town Center did close last October, so thus making this the only only Sears department store within the state of North Carolina. Alrighty, and then the next Sears store that we're going to hit is in the state of Maryland, and that is the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. This is the last Sears store within the state of Maryland, and once this Sears store does close, unfortunately, that will mean that this store will no longer they will no longer have a presence in Maryland. Same can be said for North Carolina as well. So with that, this is the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. Alrighty, and then the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is the last Sears store within the state of New Jersey, and the last Sears store now in the greater New York City metropolitan area. Although that was mentioned in a previous video, I'm once again going to mention that this is the last Sears full-line department store within the greater New York City metropolitan area, because Newburgh is now closing as of will be closing on Sunday, October 16th, 2022. Alrighty, and then we have 3 more stores left to see, and then we will end the video. So the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Common Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. Now, in particular, I wanted to spend a little bit of time on this particular Kmart store. Unfortunately, the Kmart blue sign that was out here, well, guys, unfortunately, I hate to report that that sign is now gone. They put up a temporary sign. Obviously, they don't have the money to replace it, so that Kmart sign is basically just going to stay up there until they announce that the store is closing. So what is also significant about this Kmart was Martha Stewart, I think many years ago, before she signed on with Macy's, would actually make appearances at this Kmart discount department store. So this will be kind of sad when this does close. This is known as the Martha Stewart Kmart because I believe Martha Stewart has a property out at the Hamptons. If anyone knows if she does or not, just let me know in the comment section below. But I do firmly believe that she does have a property. Thus, that's why she made a lot of appearances at the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Common Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. All right, and we're going to boomerang back to my home state of New Jersey real quick because the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey. This Kmart store is required to be closed on Sundays because of this thing called the Bergen County Blue Laws. And basically, the Bergen County Blue Laws prevent all non-essential retailers from operating in any municipality within Bergen County lines, thus making this Kmart open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, has to be closed on Sunday because of that law, unfortunately. And again, with that being said, this is the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey. All right, and then the final store that we're going to hit on the map, because seriously, it feels so weird not going up to Newburgh. The final store on the map that we're going to hit, it's the Sears and Roebuck store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. This is the last Sears store in the New England region of the United States, the last Sears store within the state of Massachusetts, and the last Transform Co. property in general in the New England region and in the state of Massachusetts that is still operating as a Sears full-line department store. So, and that's basically it, guys. All right, so guys, that is every non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart store that is not closing as of Friday, September 23rd, 2022. Should there be another closing, you guys better believe there will be another update to this map, but that is where we are standing as of Friday, September 23rd, 2022. And to give a quick recap, Sears at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York will be closing on Sunday, October 16th, 2022, and the Sears and Roebuck store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington will be closing on Sunday, November 20th, 2022, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that will be it.